Comrades, it's a windy, cool Tuesday evening here in Cape Town, and it's time for the next episode of Realpolitiks. So let's continue our journey. I'll just let the clock go, and then I'll just mention that I received a comment on my last video that I think is actually a good point. Somebody made the comment that when taking over other countries, it's still worthwhile to, get a core on that territory, because that will reduce the warmonger level once the territory is taken over. So that's something to keep in mind for our later conquests, because now we're going to have to wait a very long time for this 132 warmonger level to go down. Then also the other thing that was mentioned was, in a battle I need to pay more attention to the actual deployment of forces. So that's another thing. Once we get into another battle, I will take a closer look at that. But for now, we just have to wait and let this very dangerously high level go down. But before that, oh dear, there's something happening in the world. Let's see, North Korea has attacked South Korea's HQ but failed. So I think that's the second failed attack. I'm not sure. I know they attacked South Korea before, but that is very clearly a move of desperation. It's almost over for them. Let's actually have a look. Let's just pause here. This was what was mentioned to me. This issue of looking at the attack modifiers and let me just see. I think we'll only really see these things clearly once we deploy our troops in the next war, because these are just their different attack modifiers. I'll just have to pay attention to that. Oh dear, Pakistan is bankrupt again, so I guess our help did not make any difference, so we lost that 5 HDI for a while for nothing. Well, let's see, is there anyone that we can assist maybe to uplift them and get some of that HDI back? So our sector regulations are done now, so let's just take care of that and get something else going. Again, I'd like to focus on the economy. Maternity leave, fully paid absence from work granted to expectant and new mothers. I think that is only fair, so we activate that, definitely. And there's a little bit of population growth associated with it, but as far as I know, our unemployment level is still 0, that's right, so that is absolutely not a problem. So I'm never going to take over Uganda. Let's see if we can offer them some help, and there we will lose the HDI again for a year. And then relations go up, we lose that, they get money. Let me just see, I want to try this again and see if we actually get some of our HDI back once that period ends. So this will now drop it to 85, unfortunately. But the last time we did that, it went up more than what we lost. So I don't know, maybe just something else that timed out. So, stock markets, let's take care of that. It's always very important, or no? It's not relevant to us. That was opened by Australia. No, it is relevant. Okay, let me just close this. North Korea is bankrupt, too bad for them. Stock exchange in Brazil was closed. There we go, and a lot of bankruptcies. So I'm going to kick out Australia, and once this period ends, we'll just accept Brazil. So that's actually excellent timing. So yes, low stock exchange revenue, success. Alright, so now it's dropped to 85. In 1 year it should go back, and then we'll see if anything else happens. Penalty, what's happening? That's strange. Definitely a penalty. Oh dear. Is it because we don't have enough? 60 out of 60, no? Oh, the natural resources, that's the thing. So that was because of the Uganda assistance. So actually we need to cancel one of those exports. Let me just do that immediately. Let's see, trade, yes, we still have all of them active, so I'll just cancel the small exports. We'll lose a bit of money, but it will just clear that. There we go, immediately it takes care of that. So, why is it that we have a low stock market income? It could be sabotage, perhaps? I'm not sure. Everyone is maxed out on their commitments. Yes, you see the US is under 100. I think somebody has perhaps sabotaged us a little bit. But anyway, once we add another one, see where we are, only 5%. That's crazy. No, something is amiss here. We have China, the UK, Germany and the US, and that should not happen. Philippines joined Japan, Solomons joined the US this time, and there we go. That was just Uganda. So, what else can we do now? Let's see, is this thing over? Yes, it is! Ha! Look at that! So North Korea lost the war, and it now is just called the State of North Korea. It's funny that the South didn't actually try to unify the Korean peninsula. I would have expected that, even with a warmonger penalty. That is definitely very strange, but let's have a look at what this entails. So their political system is authoritarian, but it's going to drop to 14 in the near future. So very, very much within the democracy category. Same actually with South Korea. So I guess that they just overthrew the dictatorship there and installed some kind of transition government. But perhaps over the longer term they'll try to unify the peninsula. Let's see, anything else in Africa? Not so much. Usually tends to be very quiet. Let's see. So yes, nothing we can do offensively for the near future. So we just have to wait for a while. Anything else happening? Let's find out. Let's see. No, nobody wants anything. I don't see anything here. Pakistan, you see, we can offer more help to them, but then we lose even more HDI, which I'm not really very keen on doing. No, leave them alone. We helped them already. I don't think it's very good for us to be taking this kind of hit to our HDI. Yes, and then there's the block thing, which I'm still not sure about. Perhaps we'll just end up remaining on our own in the world. But I don't know. Let's just see. What is this? Anti-democratic cooperation. Look how much this has changed over the course of the game. It's almost exclusively 4 now. There's only France and Australia that's against this authoritarian and totalitarian cooperation. Interesting. So most countries are trending towards the latter. The authoritarian and totalitarian. Space migration, Hungary. The masses are looking for a better life among the stars. Oh dear. People are leaving Earth and moving out to the space colonies. Okay, that can be good, but hopefully this doesn't create conflict because we are the largest space colony owner. So actually a lot of countries are participating in this. I don't see the US because they have their own colony. UK, Switzerland. The Russians are also not here because they still have the moon of Mars that they stole from us or bullied us to give over to them. Oh well. We'll see what that does. Maybe that just means population growth in our colonies will increase. Let's see, South Korea? Nope, it's done. Moon. Unfortunate that we can't see what the population is of the different provinces. We just see the total population. Or is that now? I don't know. We'll have to check that out. What's this? Anti-democratic. Oh yes, so it passed now. That's great. So it will help us. And unhappiness will drop. So we have 5% unhappiness right now. And that should disappear. I hope. Oh well, we'll see. So here it says population 18,304, but if I click down here, oh, so that, no, it is the same thing. I saw the score there for a second. But what's our overall population? No, that is our overall population. Interesting. Oh well, so we can't see what the actual population is in the different provinces. Maybe through the stats? It's just interesting to know. Let's see, provinces. There we go. But this is now the whole world's provinces. Population, there we go. So Mozambique actually has the largest population within our country. Then Zimbabwe, then Natal, Johannesburg, Cape Town, Venus. That's interesting to see Venus with its population there. Natural resources, unhappiness, score, culture, population, and GDP size. This is interesting. I think we should take more time to actually appreciate all of this data. Namibia, so I guess 100 is the minimum population that you can get. So Nautilia, Victoria Land, Europa, Undertide, Mars, Moon, all of them 100. Victoria Land, Abkhaz, that's interesting, an Abkhaz culture. So I wonder where would that be from? Abkhazia, where is that? Somewhere in the Caucasus, I think. Interesting. It's the only one that's not one of our, sort of indigenous cultures that we started with. Let's look at the GDP size. So Cape Town, despite having that earlier penalty from the climate change and the flooding, is still our biggest GDP contributor, followed by Johannesburg. That makes sense. And then the rest are actually very minor. That's interesting. Again, these are things that we need to actually improve because it's very low apart from those two provinces. Yes, so let's just see. The atom bomb will be finished in 160 days. Then we'll find out if the UN will have anything to say about it. But because it's mostly authoritarian and totalitarian now, I doubt they will. Kosovo wants some help, but I'm not even going to click on that. Oh, we're back to 90 now in our HDI, and we're still third place. So, yes, like to get back to over 100. Population, the maternity leave is almost done. Can I add somebody else yet? 20 days, almost. Maternity leave is done. Now, next thing, let's see, economy again. Although we do have some money, maybe, well, I was just thinking under the military perhaps it would be a good thing to start investing more in these various expensive technologies. But then also we still need to pay off debt. How much is this? 10,000 for the naval manufacturing. Manufacture specifically of new... That's strange. Manufacture specifically of new light and combat naval units. So basically it's just us having a large shipyard. Well, maintenance is very low, but okay, let's do it. We'll still have some money to pay back, and that will help. No, not take loan. There. So now we basically halved it. Nationalist movements in France. French Irredentists, I have no idea what that is, are claiming that Belgium and Madagascar, that's interesting, should be a part of France. France gained those lands as their core provinces. No, Madagascar is mine. I'm very sorry for you. This must be because Madagascar used to be a French colony. So, well, those were the past. That was the past. This is the future. So, yes, I think this is the next one we'll have to move on. But that will have to wait quite a while, unfortunately. Italy joined the UK. So it's interesting, I guess France is becoming more resurgent and trying to regain some of its old colonies. And some more influence over Belgium. Possibly the Walloon region. Don't know what the Flemish would say about that. Mashriq, are you crazy? Hold on. What is the status of Mashriq? They're still definitely totalitarian, so they are still the bad guys. Even though we are authoritarian, we're not that bad yet. Personal control is almost complete. You see it's going up to 20. Militarism is still very high. So not so great, but I see they want to offer some kind of education exchange, but I don't want to do that, not with them, I'm sorry. I still want to see what it is though. Would you like to start a student exchange program with us? No, I'm sorry, that is inviting very, very bad things into my country, so that will never happen. Never. So India wants some help as well. Let's see, relations go up, we lose a bit of money. I'll gladly help with that, no problem. No way am I letting some Mashriq jihadists into my country, never. Poland left the bloc of the US. Kyrgyzstan is bankrupt, Pakistan is still bankrupt, and Malta has joined France. Pakistan is bankrupt, and there was some degrading in the stock market. Let's add Brazil quickly before they set up a new market of their own. Yeah, you see how the wheel turns. You leave us, but then in the end you just come back again. It's such a pity though that we're so, I don't know, so hampered in our stock market here. Could it just be bad relations? Mexico is at war with the US again. That will definitely end very badly. So if they say now Mexico is at war with the US, I assume Mexico is the aggressor in this case, trying to probably get this territory back here. Whoa, look at that. That's craziness. The US nuked Mexico's army, but they failed. I guess they couldn't hit the target there. Let's just take care of these again. UK and US, all of them almost at the same time. There we go. Our stock market is anyway so weak we can't afford to lose more money. So clear that, clear all of these things. And let's see what is the relationship between... complete. I just thought, phew, that looks bad, but no, it's luckily ours. So there we go. We are one of the atom powers in the world. Let's just see what's the next thing that we can do in that tree. MAD, mutually assured destruction. Mutual assured destruction. Military doctrine, of course we can't afford that. Based on full-scale use of nuclear weapons to completely annihilate all combatants on both sides. That's not, I don't know, that description is sort of not the most accurate because it's not predicated on just annihilating all combatants on all sides. It is a, how can I say, it's a deterrence to say that if you attack us then you will also be destroyed. It's not to say that's actually a desired goal, but then again, there's a reason it's called MAD. Relations with the whole world will go down. I guess this is permanent. Warhead maintenance will drop by 50%. That will be great. And the chance of a successful attack will be up by 15%. Should we go for this? I feel it would be a bit mad. Forgive me for that, but yes, it seemed fitting. No, it's crazy. We can't do that. Reservist supply, let's see, max unit capacity, that could be useful. Let's take this, that's much better and it's affordable. So now that we've done that, I just still want to see this thing with the relations. No, look at that, everybody hates us in the whole world except North Korea. Ironic. Well, they're not the bad guy anymore, so what do they want? We're looking for new patents and technology. Are you willing to share any with us? Then we have to take another hit to our HDI, but it's back to 95 now. I don't know. I feel like this is something South Korea should do. I'm sorry. But why does everybody just hate us? Obviously, it's the high warmonger level. That's why we are getting so little money from the stock market. So I think the most urgent thing to do now is to just improve our relations with... I know, oh dear, that costs a lot, but we'll do it. Do it. Just improve relations with as many of the stock market powers as possible. So, South Korea... Actually, we should go down the list. Germany is more important. Voting. So, what's the result now? Interventionism is going down a bit. Personal control seems to be going up even more, and militarism is completely maxed out. No, I think I'll leave it. Just accept that. Improve. Hopefully these succeed, otherwise that money is for nothing. Well, that's not going to go well for Mexico. to say the least. Failure, oh dear, so that was for nothing. Hopefully the Germans will be convinced by our sincere efforts to build better relations with them. European state, Germany. With a wave of pan-Europeanism that struck Europe, one country took it upon itself to unify Europe under one banner, by any means necessary. Oh dear, that doesn't sound good, and it happens to be Germany again. But France is participating now. Does that mean they... I don't know, I see now it's changed to Europea. Oh well, success. So with this new state we actually managed to improve relations. Let's just see, yes, it's Europea here as well. But now France was participating, but I guess that means they are going to be the first target of this new German country. Austria is a member of the UN now, or of the Security Council. That's very interesting. Anti-democratic is still in operation. Russia at war with the Baltic Union. That was bound to happen at some point. Indonesia left, so they were the ones replaced by Austria. Malta is bankrupt. And Estonia joined Japan. Very interesting, these realignments happening all over the world. Let's see, who else should we improve relations with? I think the UK is the next one, or actually Canada. There we go. And let's try the UK as well. It's not as expensive as the bigger economies, or, well, the biggest economies, I should say. Now, let's have a look at the nuclear thing here. The first thing I think is just to have a look again at who is now actually in the club. That has really changed, and look how many countries there are right now. So the US is still the biggest one, or at least, well, at the start it was Russia, but the US was second. France, UK, South Korea, of course, is a new one. Egypt, Switzerland, what? Really? Things have really changed. China, of course, the Netherlands, Israel was there, Iran was not there, I think. Or maybe they were, I can't remember. No, I don't think so. Russia, of course, Belgium, Malaysia, Spain, Italy, Turkey, Sweden, Denmark, Poland, Singapore, what? Kazakhstan, I can understand because of Russia. India, of course, Norway, and Pakistan. Geez, that's a lot of countries that have joined the nuclear club, so I think we really have to. Let's buy a few. So our max is 172, but it costs us 10 and 10 to maintain for every one warhead. That's a bit much. That's why people, I guess, go for this mad thing. It reduces the cost. Let's take 50 warheads. Oh, I see. Hold on. It's like 1 for each one, so it's not 10 for one. So if we have 50 warheads, it will cost us 50 in maintenance and then 50 minerals, which we can afford right now, but it will cost 15,000 to create them. Ah well, it's just money. Typical politician, eh? Angola, what do you want? Nukes. We're looking for nuclear protection. Are you willing to place some missiles in our country? Heck yes, although I do want to conquer your country, which might now make it a bit more impossible. So Angola will pay us, I guess, or at least they lose the money for building these structures. Action points they will lose, and defense against nuclear attacks for 1,000 days. I guess this is ours, it doesn't say Angola. Okay, do it. So we won't conquer you right away, we'll first go through the others. Pakistan is bankrupt again, loan taken. Canada, failure. Okay, so North America is really not convinced by us. But the UK is, so that will help a little bit with our income. I think so anyway. Water conflict in Brazil, so there we go, it's probably on the Amazon River. A water shortage conflict occurred. Those who are less fortunate demand some of the liquid gold from others. Unfortunately, no one wants to share any in these dire times. That's not good. I really want to try improving relations with the US again. Not the best to pay all of that again, but okay. It will hopefully pay for itself if they actually like us more. Nothing really has changed in Latin America, or at least south of Panama. No, it's pretty much the same despite this water conflict. So we now have nuclear missiles, or I guess some of these that we're making now will be placed within Angola. Hey, success! It was 93, it's still 93. Interesting. There we go, you see it's rising now. Well, it went up by 1. That's not really so much. Did it make any difference? Relations 40 out of 100. I guess it's too low still. Saudi Arabia and Turkey reconcile. Okay, at least that didn't lead to a war or something. Bolivia left the bloc of Brazil. Our warmonger level is going down quite nicely. I guess everyone is placing attention more on this Mexican war now. 3-3, needed units 3. I guess that's the kind of thing that I was talking about earlier. So for example there, this Mexico is taking a penalty to their tactic of pursuit because they don't have enough armor units. Let's see. Oh no, this is America's action. Armor needed units 2, but they have 20. Not sure how that works. But it's clear because of that. I mean, I guess that takes a penalty then. 3 out of 3. Needed units 3. So that's the kind of thing then, if I undertake these different actions, I must just make sure we have enough units for that. And that it is more than the enemy. Some of the new ones that I haven't really paid attention to. But luckily, apart from that one terrible war in Mashriq, all of our opponents have been quite weak. And the nukes are done. There we are. We're the 3rd one now in the world. So fantastic. 50 missiles there waiting and ready. So it's also a good thing that we've already researched that ballistic missile technology. The Baltic Union is definitely losing this one, so Russia is still very much on track to recreate the Soviet Union. It's just taking them decades to do. So that tourist thing that we did on the moon, what was the actual result of that? I guess it's just more score to own this province. Well, some of the other things could be worthwhile. We don't have this technology yet, but like the next gen city and things like that. Member generates no income, so Canada has created its own stock exchange. Gotta remove it then. Epidemic. A terrible plague is spreading through our country. We don't know its origin or how to fight it properly. Should we send a team of specialists to investigate before it gets any worse? Are you kidding? Of course. We must fight this problem. Money is not that much. We can afford it. Action points. The GDP growth is going down, but not as bad as it would have. The same with the population growth. And yes, of course I'm going to do something about it. At least mitigate the problem to some extent. Let's try and sabotage Canada again. Immigration Acceptance Act. United States. With a recent increase in the Mexican population, it has been decided to give them automatic dual citizenship with the US. Now that is Trump's nightmare, but there we go. So I guess there's, just because of the conquest, there's so many Mexican, former Mexican citizens now living in the US that they don't really have much of a choice here. Interesting. Let's just see here. My timer is going off, so it's really time to end this episode already. Let's just see what happened. Okay, the war is not over yet. So maybe that was part of some kind of tactic to get them to give up. To infinity and beyond. Space technologies are reaching new heights. It's time to move even further into the stars. The universe awaits. Absolutely, but what does that mean? Space colonization tech is improving every day, reaching for further and further targets. The winners will gain new, richer lands in outer space. Now, this is going to cost quite a lot per effort. So what is the actual thing? Okay, so it's the other moons and things. So Titan, Enceladus. So, okay, I see. So this is actually, if you win this, you get both of them. That's interesting. And the second prize gets Miranda and Ariel. And the third prize gets Triton. That's quite far out. I think that's at Neptune, one of the outer planets anyway. We can have a look at that. So, okay, absolutely we're going to do that. Let's just, it's still paused so we can have a look. So these are the ones that we're going to be fighting over now. There's Enceladus and Titan. So Titan, of course, will be an excellent prize. Let's see, where are the rest of them? Ariel and Miranda. Now, what are you? Don't have a name. Uranus, I guess. And there go our friends again. Live long and prosper. Thank you, you too. And there, is that all of them? I guess so. Let's just see. Miranda and Ariel. Triton. I'm still looking for Triton. Ariel and Miranda. That's Jupiter. Triton is sitting out here on its own. Okay, but that I think is a moon of Neptune, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, this was a fun episode, and I hope that you'll join me for the next one. Thank you for watching, and have a fantastic day.